Good morning, dear students, for today's session. Our course, English 101, New Language Leader, Level 1, First Semester, First Secondary, Unit 4, Lesson number 4, Study and Writing Skills, Part B. So, let's look at our objectives for today. By the end of the lesson, students will have discussed how to work out the meaning of unknown words, studied and practiced 3 different techniques to help guess the meaning of unknown words, distinguished between formal and informal uses of greetings, opening phrases, and endings. So let's start with our objectives. Our last objectives is written an email to a friend. So now read the statements below. Do you agree with it? Remember, you usually know many words in a text you are reading, so don't panic about the words you don't know and concentrate on the words you do know. Discuss this statement in 1 minute. Okay, so let's look now at this slide. From the following strategies, which one do you use when you read a word that you do not know? Let's look at some of these strategies. Circle it, highlight it, skip it, try to guess the meaning while reading, stop reading and search for it in a dictionary. When repeated twice or more and you can't understand the meaning, search for it in a dictionary. When you feel that the word is important and you can't understand the meaning, you look it up in the dictionary. Ask for the help of your teacher and classmates. Or maybe you've got another strategy to do. Think about this in 1 minute, and you may write any strategy that you would use in this situation. Okay? Thank you for your discussion and comments. Now, let's look at this exercise. Read these sentences and think, what part of speech, I mean noun, adjective, or verb, goes in each gap? In the next step, think of the words that fit in the gaps. So, in the first part, you'll think about the part of speech, a noun, adjective, or verb. And in the next one, we've got the same sentences, but think about what words that fit in the gaps. You've got 4 minutes to think about this exercise. Okay, dear students, we've got many correct answers in the comments, but we'd like to thank some outstanding students: Ziad Muhammad Mahmoud, Ali Mukhtar Masood, Sayyid Mustafa Musa Salman, Amr Wael Ibrahim, Osama Abdullah Ahmed, Ahmed Hassan Ali Shuaib. Thank you very much. Now, let's check the answers. For number one, this book has taught me many space trades, so the word here should be an adjective. Number two, the fireman has probably saved about 100. It should be noun and it should be in plural. And number three, at the clinic, it should be a verb, animals with serious injuries. Now, let's check the possible words. Remember, there might be more than one word which can fit the gap. So number one, this book has taught me many useful, important, new trades. Number two, that fireman has probably saved about 100 lives or people. Number three, at the clinic, they see, treat, deal with animals with serious injuries. Now, sometimes we read sentences and we know that they are either negative or positive, even if we don't understand it completely. Read the following sentences. Decide which one is positive and which one is negative, then justify your answer. Let's look at the sentences. Okay, dear students, we'll look at the answers in a minute, but let's just say thank you to ثامر طه محمد النهام, حيدر عبد الأمير, عبد الرحمن أحمد جميل, تركي عبد الله يوسف, فواز حسن عيسى جاسم, محمد عبد الله حسن السواد, حسين علي حسن, and Hussein Ibrahim Yusuf Samahiji. Thank you all for your participation. Okay, now let's look at the possible answers for these sentences. First sentence, she made a quick recovery and the doctor discharged her 2 days early. Can say that this is a positive sentence and because of quick recovery 2 days early. Question 2 or sentence 2. The X-ray shows that he has broken 2 ribs. And notice the B here, it should be B, Bahrain, not P, ribs. And same thing here. The answer is, it is negative because we've got broken. Number 3. The doctor prescribed me massive doses of omega-3 and it made me sick. It's a negative sentence because we've got prescribed omega-3 and the word sick. The last one, luckily I found the crumbled receipt in my old bag. It is positive because we started with the word luckily. Now we'll look at our next objective about writing an informal email. Now let's think about these questions. How many emails do you receive a day? Do you read your emails all in full? Think about an email you received that made you happy. Who do you send emails to? Why do you send those emails? How much do you usually write in an email? And do you pay attention to spelling and punctuation when you write emails? Think about this in 1 minute. Okay, dear students, thank you for your comments and participation. Now, let's look at an example of an informal email. Read the following email. The subject, things have never been better. Hi, Dad. Hope you're okay. Have you watched any of the football matches last week? Thanks very much for sending me my mail. Most of it was nonsense, but there was one very important letter from the bank. Anyway, this is just to let you know that I feel a lot better about things now. Early this week, I went to see one of the health officers here at the uni. He was really helpful, though quite strict too. He's given me some ideas to help me study. I've started planning my daily chores and study time, and there is already a big difference. And guess what? I'm even thinking about doing some sport, but not until after the exams. By the way, have those guys finished the pool yet? I can't wait to see what it looks like. Thanks again for sending my mail. See you next month. Love, Debbie. Now, you've got 4 minutes to read this email again, taking into consideration the use of informal language and style. Okay, dear students. Now, let's look at some questions to answer about this email. Read these questions and try to find out the answers from the email we've just read. You've got 4 minutes to do this exercise. Okay, dear students, before we look at the model answers, let's just say thank you to Muhammad Ibrahim Musa Sarhan, Sayyid Mustafa Musa Salman, Hawash Asad Hawash, Ahmed Ali Muhammad Shueikh, Abdul Aziz Mustafa. Thank you very much. Now, question number 1. Why did Debbie write this email? To thank her father for sending her some letters and give him the latest news. Number 2, where do you think Debbie is living? At university away from home. Number 3, what do you think is happening in Debbie's home? The builders are building a pool. Number 4, what kind of relationship do you think Debbie and her dad have? A good relationship. They are open with each other. Her father is helpful and Debbie is interested in knowing what her father is doing. Number 5, how do you think Debbie's dad felt when he read the email? We can say pleased, happy, or relieved. Now, we're talking about informal emails. Who can we send an informal email to of the following people? Think about it in a second. So, a brother or sister? Of course, yes. A teacher? No. A TV presenter? No. A friend? Yes. A work colleague? No. A mother? Of course, yes. Now, some features of informal writing. We've got informal vocabulary. For example, the word guys that we read from the email. The second feature is the use of contractions. For example, I'm. Now, read the following email again and circle some examples of these features. You've got 4 minutes to try to find out these informal vocabulary and contractions. Okay, dear students, let's have a look at some of these examples. Okay, the word nonsense, anyway, uni, there is, guess what, by the way, guys, see you, and love. There are more examples, but these are some important ones in this email. Now, look at these phrases and we are going to circle the odd phrase out, which is not used in an informal email. Look at the three parts in greetings, opening phrases, and endings. There is one which cannot be used in an formal or informal email. Okay? So let's just check your answers directly. For greetings, of course, the odd one is dear sir or madam, because this is this is a formal greeting. In number two, the opening phrases. The phrase, thank you for your message of the previous week, this is also formal. And the last one, the odd one is yours faithfully, because we cannot use it in an informal email. Now, let's read the sentences below and decide the meaning of the S with apostrophe. Is it is, has, or the possessive is? Like Sam's illness, for example. So, look at the sentences carefully, read them, and try to identify the S. Okay, dear students, let's look at the model answers. So, for number 1, has. Number 2, is. Number 3, the first one is, the second is possessive. Number 4, possessive, both of them. And number 5, has. So, what are the helpful guide for writing an informal letter? First, start by informally greeting your friend. Write an introductory statement using familiar language and contradictions. Example, hi, name of your friend. Hope you're well. Thanks for helping me with the problem I had last week. Or, I have to tell you about what happened last night. Number 2, develop your letter by sharing with your friend further information about what you're writing them about. Use informal expressions. I took your advice and guess what? I was. When. Can you believe it? Wait, there's more. And any other formal or informal expressions, sorry. Number 3, end the letter with a closing statement and your name. Thanks again for your help. See you soon. What about you? How was? Or what happened with? Hope to see you soon. Okay, let's look at 2 informal situations where you can write emails about. Situation number 1. Thank your sister for a present or for helping you to do something. Situation 2. Tell your friend about something that has happened in your life recently. Remember, when you write these emails, that the email has greetings, opening phrases, and endings. And put on your mind the use of informal expressions. Now, let's have a look at the example for 2 situations. We're running out of time. We come to the end of our session. You can screenshot this slide because it has got 2 model answers and they are very useful for you in writing emails. So make sure to screenshot this slide before you log out. So we'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much. Get in the link for the form and do the questionnaire about this session. Thank you and goodbye.